Good morning, traders. So we can see that EU has reached our targets from yesterday. Talked about this move all week that we want to see price go from this demand to this supply, right? It's a very small move, but was obviously very tradable, as I shared yesterday or earlier this week, that we had an minor break, liquidation of this demand, and then the entry on the next minor break. I said that I personally didn't take this because you could see it was very rangy and the risk to reward was not what I prefer. Let me just mute that. But it did play out, and obviously there was FOMC, so I personally didn't take it, but good to see that the strategy is working. And yeah, it was a really nice move. In terms of what's next, I explained this yesterday as well. We have this demand here that was left behind. So what we would just want to see now is like a minor pullback just into this demand before having that continuation to the upside. So in regards to that, we can look at this potential setup forming on the 15-minute and just target this demand. However, you can see we have the minor break liquidation, but if we enter on the minor break here, stop loss at the high of the liquidation, the risk reward is obviously not optimal, not worth taking the risk. So what you could do here is just take the 5-minute minor break. Obviously when you trade like that, your win rate is obviously going to be lower on the 5-minute compared to the 15-minute. Actually, you could say potentially the minor break is over here, but I mean that's too tight, and potentially I doubt price will come back here. If it does, probably gonna hit stop loss. But yeah, you could have entered there and traded it like that, but it's pretty aggressive. I think this minor break is okay if you want to take an entry, be kind of conservative, just target somewhere above this demand. But yeah, overall, I think it looks good to have that short continuation. But overall, it is counter trend, remember that, because we are bullish. So it could just continue pumping up from here. It doesn't need to come down, and it doesn't always need to ping pong between supply and demand like that. It could just continue shooting up really aggressively. But yeah, I think EU is still pretty interesting today. For GU, obviously it's like right now, EU is bullish and GU is supposed to be bearish. So it's sort of like if you have a winning trade on one pair, then you're probably going to have a losing trade on the other pair. But that's why risk to reward is so important. That's why I didn't want to take that 1 to 2 trade on EU. But I didn't take this trade on GU either that I shared yesterday with the supply. It was a bigger stop loss already, and then you could see you would have gotten stopped out because that 4-hour supply basically failed. So yeah, it's pretty messy in here. You can see that price is heading up higher. There isn't actually any supply if you look. So what potentially we could see happening is all these highs is actually just liquidity now. Price could continue moving up higher in line with EURUSD. So yeah, I would stop shorting from here. However, like you're liquidating this high, so there is still lost potential that price after this liquidation does give that move down. But yeah, I would just take it easy for GU at the moment, because even if you look previously, it's so choppy all the time. See here, like, came up, took this liquidity, then came down, and then here as well it flipped bullish, but then it takes this liquidity, then goes up, and then continues down again. So yeah, I would just say be patient with GU, but EU looks, oh, it should be potentially getting tagged in right now. So yeah, let's see how this one plays out, and yeah, I'll see you guys tomorrow.